Imagine walking into a room, and every head turns toward you. Not because of your clothes, not because of your money, but because something about you pulls people in like gravity. Now here's the truth almost nobody tells you. Being magnetic has nothing to do with looks, and everything to do with how people feel about themselves when they're around you. And today, you're about to learn exactly how to control that feeling. But first, I want you to picture someone from your life, someone who doesn't even try, yet everyone wants to be near them. Why? Why them, and not you? What if I told you, the difference isn't talent? It's not luck. It's not some people are born with it. It's psychology. It's learnable. And by the time you finish this audiobook, you'll know how to make anyone feel drawn to you authentically, effortlessly, instantly. Take a breath. Because this is where everything shifts. There's a moment in all our lives when we realize just how much connection matters. Maybe it happened to you in school, watching the popular kid crack a joke and suddenly the entire room lights up. Or maybe you felt invisible at work, wondering why people don't remember your name. Or maybe it was that one person you desperately wanted to impress, but no matter what you said, it just didn't land. This audiobook is your turning point. Because we're breaking down the science behind connection in a way that you can use today, not someday. And it all starts with this truth. You attract people by the energy you bring into the room, not the words you force out of your mouth. Most people walk around waiting for others to validate them. But people magnets? They walk in with a different energy. Calm, open, warm, grounded. A kind of unspoken confidence that whispers, you're safe here. You're valued here. And when you give people that feeling, they chase you. They open up to you. They trust you. They remember you long after the conversation ends. Let me show you how to create that feeling step by step. I want you to imagine this scene. You're at a gathering. You don't know many people. You're standing near the wall, holding your drink, thinking, okay, what do I say? When do I say it? How do I start? But instead of forcing yourself to be interesting, you try something different. You loosen your shoulders. You let your breath slow down. You soften your face, that tiny half-smile people give when they genuinely recognize someone. And you tell yourself a simple sentence. I'm here to enjoy, not to impress. Now suddenly, someone glances at you. Then another. And then someone walks up and starts a conversation you didn't even have to initiate. This is the first rule of becoming magnetic. People feel your inner world before they hear your outer words. Your energy introduces you before you speak. Here's something powerful you probably never noticed. When you're nervous, people feel it and they pull back. When you're self-judging, people feel it and they mirror it. When you hide yourself, people feel it and they can't open up. But when you're at ease, people relax. People lean in. People trust you without knowing why. That's psychology. Humans are emotional mirrors. Try this experiment the next time you're out. Walk slowly. Make less effort. Breathe deeper. Speak a little softer. Notice how much more people listen when you don't chase attention, you create space for it. Magnetism isn't loud. It's not big. It's not dramatic. It's presence. Let me tell you a quick story. A man once walked into a networking event. He wasn't the richest person there. He wasn't the most handsome. He wasn't even well known. But everyone kept gravitating to him. Not because he talked a lot, but because when someone spoke, he listened like he had nowhere else to be. He nodded. He softened his eyes. He asked one simple question at a time. The next day, people were talking about him like he was a celebrity. Not because of what he said, but because of how he made them feel. That's your next big shift. People remember the emotional experience of you, not the verbal content of you. You don't need perfect lines. You don't need charisma training. You just need presence. Now let's talk about something uncomfortable, but necessary. Your inner dialogue. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, what if they don't like me? What if I say the wrong thing? What if I mess up? That voice sabotages your magnetism before you even walk in. The truth is, nobody is scanning your life, looking for your flaws. Everyone is too busy worrying about themselves. People are not judging you as much as you think. They're hoping you don't judge them. And once you understand that, your entire vibe softens. You stop performing. You start connecting. Say this to yourself the next time you're around others. My job isn't to impress. My job is to connect. That one shift alone will change your social life permanently. Here's another magnetic principle. A people magnet is a giver, but not a pleaser. There's a difference. A pleaser gives because they want approval. A magnet gives because it's who they are. A pleaser loses themselves. A magnet grounds themselves. A pleaser forces connection. A magnet lets connection happen naturally. The easiest way to give without people-pleasing? Share your attention, not your perfection. Instead of trying to be interesting, be interested. Ask small, warm questions like, what was your favorite part of today? What's something you're excited about this week? What pulled you into that hobby? Watch how people who were quiet a minute ago light up like you flipped a switch. You know why? Because attention is rare. Warm attention is magnetic. Now I want to give you one of the most powerful psychological tools ever used in persuasion, influence, and relationships. Mirroring. But not the fake, robotic kind you see in online tutorials. Real mirroring is emotional matching. If someone speaks softly, you soften. If someone gets excited, you elevate. If someone opens up, you open up just a little more. This isn't manipulation. It's alignment. It tells the other person, you're safe here. You're understood. Humans are drawn to people who feel like home. And home is created when you match someone's emotional wavelength. Try this with someone close to you today. Notice how quickly the closeness expands. But let's address something deeper, something people rarely talk about. Vulnerability. You don't need to overshare. You don't need to spill your traumas. You don't need to break down emotionally. You just need to show little signs of real humanity. A small confession. A story where you learned something the hard way. A moment where life humbled you. A time when you didn't have the answers. These tiny windows into your truth make you magnetic. Because people aren't drawn to perfection. They're drawn to honesty. Everyone is starving for authenticity in a world full of walls. When you give people a soft space, they lean toward you, effortlessly. And now we reach one of the most misunderstood forces in human interaction. Boundaries. Most people think boundaries push others away. But the opposite is true. Boundaries tell people, I value myself, which means I can value you too. Magnetic people have an inner calm that comes from knowing what they tolerate and what they won't. They don't give endless explanations. They don't get defensive. They don't apologize for having a backbone. Boundaries are attractive because they signal self-respect. And self-respect creates emotional safety. People chase those who don't need chasing. Let's talk about your energy again. Because this is the core of the entire audiobook. People can feel you before they interpret you. Your breath. Your pace. Your calm. Your warmth. Here's a quick 10-second exercise that changes everything. When someone enters your space, breathe out slightly slower than you breathe in. This tiny rhythm triggers a subconscious signal of openness. People relax around you without knowing why. That's magnetism on a biological level. Let me tell you one more story. A woman once told me about an old coworker she could never forget. He wasn't flashy. He wasn't charming in the Hollywood way. But she said that when he looked at you, it felt like time slowed down. He wasn't staring. He wasn't intense. It wasn't romantic. It was presence. He listened in a way that made you feel like you mattered. He remembered the small details. He laughed softly. He responded thoughtfully. One day she asked him, "How do you do that? How do you make everyone feel so comfortable?" He smiled and said, "I don't make people comfortable. I stop making myself uncomfortable." That sentence stayed with her for years. And by the end of this audiobook, I want it to stay with you too. You are not trying to be magnetic. You're removing the blocks that were in the way. Your fear, your overthinking, your performance mode, your desire to impress, your belief that you need to earn connection. All lies, all illusions, all unnecessary weight. Who you are naturally, quietly, openly is already magnetic. You just forgot. I'm here to remind you. And now, let's move into your transformation. Starting today, slow your movements just a little. Relax your breathing. Open your chest. Keep your eyes warm. Ask simple, genuine questions. Listen without interrupting. Share small, true stories. Match people's emotional tone. Stand tall. Be soft. Be human. That's it. That's all. People chase warmth. People follow presence. People trust authenticity. People crave a calm soul in a noisy world. And starting right now, that soul is you. One day, maybe years from now, someone will sit alone, thinking about the people who shaped their life. And your name will come to mind. Not because you were perfect. Not because you were brilliant. Not because you were the funniest or the most outgoing. But because you gave them a feeling they couldn't forget. A feeling of safety. A feeling of warmth. A feeling of being seen maybe for the first time. A feeling they didn't know how much they needed. That's what it means to become a people magnet. Not to collect people, but to touch them. Not to impress the world, but to impact it, one conversation at a time. And if you ever doubt your value, I want you to hear this in your mind, in the same voice you're hearing now. You matter. Your presence matters. Your calm matters. Your attention matters. Your story matters. And your energy is enough to change rooms, change hearts, and maybe change lives. Take this new version of yourself into the world. Walk softer. Speak warmer. Live slower. Connect deeper. Because the most magnetic person in any room is the one who makes others feel human again. And today, that person is you. And before we close this journey, there's one more layer of magnetism most people never unlock. It's the layer beneath your personality. Beneath your voice. Beneath the smile you show the world. It's the energy you carry when you're completely alone. Because here's the real truth. People don't just respond to how you treat them. They respond to how you treat yourself. If you walk through life criticizing your every move, shrinking yourself to keep others comfortable, hiding your gifts because you're scared someone might judge them, that energy follows you into every room. But when you start being kinder to yourself, when you speak to yourself with compassion, when you forgive your mistakes, when you let go of the version of you that always tries to be perfect, your whole aura shifts. You become lighter, more open, more grounded, more magnetic, without trying. Because self-acceptance radiates the one thing people crave most: emotional safety. People feel safe around someone who is safe within themselves. So I want you to try something deeply powerful, a small internal reset you can do anytime, anywhere. Before you meet anyone, before you enter a room, before you answer a call, place your hand on your stomach, breathe once, and say quietly, "I am enough as I am." Feel how your shoulders drop. Feel how the pressure dissolves. Feel how the moment softens. That softness is attractive. That groundedness makes people feel held. That quiet confidence, that's the real magnetism. And here's the beautiful twist. When you stop chasing people, people start chasing you. When you stop trying to be liked, you become unforgettable. When you stop overthinking what to say, your presence does the talking for you. This is the part most books, most podcasts, most gurus skip. Because you can't fake it. You can't script it. You have to live it. And you will. Because the moment you finish this audiobook, the moment you step into the next room, you'll carry something inside you that wasn't there before. A quiet strength. A calm gravity. A warm, controlled presence. That makes the world slow down around you. People will feel it. People will respond to it. People will be drawn to it. Not because you changed who you are, but because you finally became who you were always meant to be. So walk forward now, with a new awareness, a new softness, a new inner clarity. The world isn't looking for someone perfect. It's looking for someone real, someone grounded, someone who sees others, someone who listens, someone who forgives themselves, someone who radiates warmth without losing their strength. And that is who you are becoming, right here, right now.